is officially coming to PlayStation.
So, are the console wars really over?
Let's talk about it. Did you ever think that the console wars would be over?
You know what? I never did. I try not to think about the console wars as much as possible because it reminds me of a time when I was probably less smart than I am now.
You really had it 10,000 yards
Yeah,
there.
because I remember being on the GameSpot forums many, many years ago and being like, this guy's right, the PlayStation 3 is the best console ever. And then being like, a year later being like, I only said that because I spent £700 on it and needed to justify it. And that's when I had my eye-opening moment where I went, confirmation bias? Oh no.
But no, we're basically talking about console wars, hopefully in a non-inflammatory way, because they have Xbox has officially announced that Halo remake, Halo, what is it?
Halo
Combat Remade, or Combat Campaign Evolved, is coming to PlayStation, being remade in Unreal. And this is the latest in a string of Xbox games that are making their way
downtown
to PlayStation.
This is the big one though. This is the crown jewel.
Remember how weird it was when Master Chief was in Fortnite? And then Kratos was in Fortnite and everyone was like, oh my God, I never thought I'd live to see the day.
Wait, Master Chief was in, is it Soul Calibur? Or there was a fighting game. Whenever Master Chief appears anywhere but Halo, I'm like, this is weird. I don't know, like, I'm not into this. But he's gonna be on PlayStation in his own game though, so should be a little more easy to swallow that pill, hopefully. But like we said, like this is the crown jewel of Microsoft's IP library, so all bets are off. That means Viva Pinata is gonna be on PlayStation at some point. I will holding out hope.
Holding out hope is gonna be on PlayStation. But no, I mean, yeah, we've also got GameStop saying that they're taking neutral ground. PC has become so much more of a thing. I read today that like some publishers are saying 75% of their earnings is attributed to PC. We've got handheld gaming.
Yeah.
It just feels like a very weird shift for the industry. The industry has been very weird for a long time, especially the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, like now the rubber is, or the realities of making video games in the modern day is starting to hit some companies in the face harder than others. Microsoft again, I have no console allegiances. I don't care. So when I say this with a cold, disconnected kind of emotion to it. Microsoft is getting their cheeks clapped by everyone in the console market. So it makes sense that they would be the ones to step back and be like, all right, it's time to, Mr. Gorbachev, bring down those walls.
Please let us publish on your platform.
Exactly. It makes sense. And it's the way they've messaged that is as a business strategy, which is exactly what it is, you know. It's like they need to launch franchises on competitor consoles if they want to improve their profits.
Yeah, and their profit margin is what, 30% now?
Enough that they need to start making this kind of move.
Yeah.
And as the days go by, it only becomes more expensive to make games and game hardware. So this is a completely expected move. I always thought that Halo would be the very last one though.
I guess they tested the waters with Sea of Thieves, and when that was a success, they were like, well.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves has done well.
Forza.
Forza did well. And there's a whole bunch of other games that technically have made it onto PlayStation that are technically Xbox created by studios owned by Xbox. Like Deathloop, for example. That's a Microsoft-owned studio. Oblivion remaster. Indiana Jones, exactly. There's way more than we realized actually. There's Hellblade 2 is on PS5. Flight Simulator is on PS5. And there's a few others as well that have made their way there. And it's doing the trick as well, because I wrote it down here somewhere, but in like May of 2021, Circana released their monthly sales report for the US games video industry. And one of the key takeaways was that Microsoft published games launching on the PS5 led to a massive surge in popularity. The best-selling game, number 2 best-selling game of April 2025 in the US was Forza Horizon 5, and it was number 43rd best-selling game in March, sorry. So all that stuff is doing well. Indiana Jones doing well. Yeah, so it's working for them, and this is the strategy that needs to be implemented to make business sense. So in that way, the console wars are over.
Yep.
Now more than ever.
So let's talk about the other two. We've got PlayStation and Nintendo. So PlayStation has a couple of games, like MLB has been on Xbox. However, their core franchises they have kept to their system. And then will port it to PC maybe a year later. Because PC at that point is just like an extra windfall for them.
Yeah, so they have MLB The Show. I actually looked and I could only find 3. I'm sure there's more, but I'm missing them. And one of those games isn't even out yet. So MLB The Show is a series that frequently appears on there. Helldivers 2 came out recently. And the other one is Marathon, which isn't out yet, but is scheduled to be released on PlayStation 5 and Xbox whenever it is released. Meanwhile, on the Xbox games going to PlayStation, which includes games from Microsoft-owned studios, there is Pentiment, Grounded, Sea of Thieves, Age of Mythology Retold, Forza Horizon 5, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Gears of War Reloaded, Ninja Gaiden 4, that's published by Microsoft, The Outer Worlds 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare 3, Doom the Dark Ages, Deathloop, Quake and Quake 2 Remastered, Ghostwire Tokyo, Hi-Fi Rush, did I say Indiana Jones already? Indiana Jones, Oblivion, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, Halo, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. That is a lot of, that's not exactly an equivalent exchange happening here.
But that's the thing, I mean, PlayStation, do you see them also doing?
No.
No.
This is gonna sound presumptuous, or perhaps I'm misreading this. I think that this is a American mentality that has allowed them to do this, where it's like, we need to do whatever's necessary to make the money. From a Japanese side, and I'm thinking mainly of Nintendo here, there's way more at play, I think. There's a lot of prestige and there's a lot of sacredness around the things that they make. PlayStation isn't like a one foot on either side of the pond. Obviously they're a Japanese company, but a large majority of the kind of stakeholders in making decisions are also Western. So I feel like there's going to be a bit of a push and pull there, and I don't think there's going to be a moment where it's like, I don't know, who would be the PlayStation kind of mascot? Horizon, I guess, on Xbox. I don't see that happening. I think the closest we get is PC, because I think from that PlayStation perspective,
You can't ignore that market.
you can't ignore that market, exactly. And the market, if you're looking at it and being like, well, we've got a reason to put it on PC. One, it's technically platform agnostic, or it's like a demilitarized zone for console fights. But also the kind of install base is so significantly bigger than Xbox that they could just be like, we just need to cater to this market.
Yeah.
And we don't lose any kind of prestige, or we get to save face in front of our fans who are just like, they're not going to be like, I can't believe you put this on PC. If they would say that if there was an Xbox though, they'd be like, I can't believe you're doing this on Xbox.
Yeah, well, because that's the thing. I mean, like, if you are a successful PlayStation first party game, you have recouped your costs on console, you pay to port it, and then you just release it on PC
and you grow.
just...
Yeah. I feel like there's also a pipeline back to the PlayStation as well from PC, because once you start building that kind of familiarity with the types of games that PlayStation produces, especially first party, there's going to be a subsection or subset of that audience on PC that's going to be like, I really like these games, I want to play them as soon as possible.
Or I want to play them on my couch.
Or I want to play them on my couch, exactly. Or I want to play them on a native, the native platform that they're made for. So I feel like there's
enjoy trophies.
Yeah, exactly.
PS
So there are pathways back, where I feel like that's less likely on a Xbox. Like if you play God of War on Xbox and next God of War comes out, I think you're less likely to be like, I'm gonna go buy a PlayStation for this.
And then you got Nintendo.
Nintendo is the one
doing their own thing.
Exactly. They're not doing. I think they're going to remain isolated, and I did think about why that is, and I think that we've talked about this as well. It's like their franchises generate a lot of revenue.
So much.
They never drop the price of their games.
Yep.
Or very rarely will they do that anyway.
Got their war chest.
Yep, they have their war chest. They've also acknowledged that games are more expensive to make now. I think Shintaro Furukawa told investors fairly recently that software development has become much bigger in scale and takes longer, and it requires more risks and money. However, all of that for Nintendo compared to like Xbox and PC and PlayStation is still minuscule.
Yeah.
Like they are technically a generation behind everyone else. They're a little more calculated. They're not trying to make modern technologies baked into all their consoles. So having said that, they are still making games, pricing games higher. Mario Kart 8 was their first $80 game, and they have other $80 games. Was it worth it? I don't know, maybe. The funny thing is, like,
Donkey Kong was $70.
But I think the thing that is keeping them out of this game is one, their properties have a prestige around them that never dulls. Even if they make bad games in a franchise, they never like drop in popularity.
And now we're in the theme park game, we're in the movie game. We are, can't swing a cat for Nintendo properties.
Nintendo, yeah. And that's the thing where it's like, if they maintain that closed nature of their IPs where they're going, they benefit way more because you're not getting those games anywhere else. Like anyone who watches, and especially kids, they watch a Mario movie and they want to play the next Mario game, you have one place you can buy that. That is it. So it's like more directly beneficial to them. And also the stuff that they make are higher quality without offending anyone. Like, who's watching the Twisted Metal series and going, I'm gonna go play Twisted Metal now?
I mean, that's the thing, it's like the other way is like Minecraft. But Minecraft is already
everywhere, yeah, I guess. And that's like a Microsoft property as well, I guess. But I just feel like they are way more into leveraging their IPs. They have, the Mario movie, they have a Zelda movie in production.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. They have Nintendo World, the theme park. There's rumors of a Zelda world or something like that happening. And then the place that they explore beyond their own consoles or their own hardware is mobile.
Which they make a killing on.
Well, they make a killing off despite not pointing out the best games. Like Mario Run was whatever, Fire Emblem was whatever, and then
Animal Crossing they closed down.
Yeah, exactly. But they still make enough money for them to do that stuff. It's the Pokemon stuff that really kills it for them.
Billion.
But
Half billion the first year.
Exactly. Still, they're better about. I think they're more dedicated to being like, this is our park and no one else can play in it. Yeah.
So I mean, to kind of wrap things up here, are the console wars over? Has Microsoft bowed out?
I think the console wars are over. I don't think the platform wars are over. So I think the theater of war has moved already. War never changes except in modern day where they are now digital wars. I feel like
battle happened. What was it? What's the start of Wars at Sea?
Yeah.
Movie?
What is that?
Master and Commander.
Yeah, Master and Commander. That's the one.
Oceans of Battlefields. That's it.
Oceans of Battlefields. The digital platforms, I think, is where the beef is happening now.
Because if it's your own storefront, then you get 100% of those profits.
Storefronts are where the fights are happening, and it's happening. Some people are aware of it, some people aren't aware of it. I think everyone found out last week that Amazon was trying to take on Steam, and because they had an Amazon VP posted on LinkedIn as VP of Prime Gaming at Amazon, we failed multiple times to disrupt the game platform Steam. We were at least 250 times bigger. And we tried everything, but ultimately Goliath lost. And everyone's response was, "Oh, we had no idea what you were talking about. Yeah, what are you talking about? No one was paying attention to you." And even it's like I can imagine Gabe being like, "Who? Amazon what?"
Sharpening his knife.
Yeah, just on his knife, on his boat, being like, "I don't know who you're talking about," which is funny. So I feel like there are battles that are going to happen more earnestly and perhaps even more dirty, I guess, going forward. But I think there's going to be like mind share around platforms. Steam is the big one that everyone wants to try and take down. But I also feel like there's enough pieces. The pie is big enough that you can not take over all of it and still have a healthy kind of business with it. Like Uplay can do it. Epic Game Store, despite its late entry into the market, is still doing okay. It runs like booty cheeks on every one of my computers, but
have they let you turn off the sound effects on achievements yet? Because that was a real killer playing Alan Wake, and it was like, I was like, I don't need that. Thank you.
The other thing is like that is going to become way more important, or it has already become way more important, because as you mentioned at the top of the episode, PCs in handheld form are all the rage now. That's the new secondary platform, I think, for a lot of people. It used to be a PlayStation or an Xbox plus a Nintendo console. I think these days it's a console plus a handheld PC. And I think there's going to be more of a struggle to try and gain some foothold or dominance there. But ultimately, I don't think anyone's taking down Steam.
No. Well, Soldier Boy might, because he's releasing another new...
He's back. He's going to... I don't know what he's doing.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching another episode of Spot On. If you've got any burning thoughts or feelings about the console wars, or the platform wars as they're now, I guess, coined by Tam,
coined by me.
Please leave them in the comments below. You can find us on Blue Sky, Instagram. I'm Lucy James Games everywhere.
I'm Tamor H.
And we'll see you next time.
Stop fighting.
Yeah, calm down. Don't make me separate you.
It's fine.